Oh. No dollar bag. Meghan had all of Diana's jewelry confiscated after divorcing Harry. Hello and a very warm welcome back to LVT News Channel. A royal source is reporting that Meghan and Harry have officially filed for divorce in an LA court. But one big question we're wondering about is how are Diana's jewels that Harry inherited going to be handled down? Once upon a time Meghan was wearing Diana's watch, and she also wore a variety of other jewelry. Now, Diana's personal jewelry collection, of course, was not the same thing as the jewelry that she would borrow from the royal collection that never belonged to her. Her personal collection was given to her sons and they chose what they wanted. William decided to use her engagement ring for Catherine and Harry and a few items which I assume now belong to her. According to UK law, gifts between spouses are considered to be matrimonial assets and they are subject to division on divorce. Unless there was some type of prenup agreement stating otherwise, I fail to see how that jewelry could be of any more sentimental value than the rings that she sent back by mail to Trevor Engelson. She never knew Diana. And if she's not married to Harry anymore, then why would she want to maintain a connection to his late mother? She's got a cardiac tank watch of her own anyway, surely that would mean a lot more to her. I think any decent person out there would give up any item for the matrimonial pot that had sentimental value to their ex. It doesn't make sense for her to keep it. Furthermore, I understand that California is a community property state, but I assume that gifts were specifically excluded. So if a wife got a gift of jewelry from her parent, then the husband would get half of its value. That doesn't make sense to me. I also thought that the community property distribution did not kick in until the couple had been married for 10 years or something like. So I remember when Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman got divorced, he filed right before their 10th anniversary because he wanted to avoid community property distribution. So Kidman ended up getting a lot less as a result. I don't think there was any way that she would give back any of Diana's jewelry. It is not sentimental to her, but it is worth a lot of money. And that's what she's thinking about. She hasn't got a decent bone in her whole body since the very beginning. She wanted everything she could get those greedy claws on. Seems really harsh too. I mean, why would it make any difference if the partner got the gift abroad? Or is it anything during the marriage that counts? Now in Britain, you can find that old aristocratic names can be very long, like Smith, Brown, Jones, Smith, etc. There are no hyphens. It shows who married whom in the family when it comes to the land. This is how they would always keep a very big estates together. It's clear-cut so the divorces cannot claim anything. They did not add the same name. Show up again and again as they were great believers in keeping things in the family. So relatives like cousins would marry each other. The jewelry is personally named as well. Meghan has a really bad habit of assuming that loans or gifts, even if Harry just loaned her to let her use them. How is he going to prove that she's going to lie through her teeth like always? And even if a judge would order her to give that jewelry back, she would say that she lost it. She's done it before, she would do it again. Since they gave up their roles in the royal family, Meghan and Harry no longer have sovereign immunity, and they never did have diplomatic immunity. Legally speaking, they are just ordinary citizens. Since Meghan is not a citizen and she was never even a legal resident of the UK, I don't understand how she would have any standing to file a divorce in London even though they were married. And why would Harry want to file in the UK? Because the community property laws of California actually offer him a clear path to an equitable settlement in the UK. It is common practice to factor in the settlement not only what assets the couple acquired during the marriage, but also the amount of money, the earning power, the assets and other financial resources of each of the partners. The financial requirements, the commitment, the responsibilities that each of the marriage's partners has or will happen in the near future can be factored in. Now, the family standard of living before they break up is also factored in. And the important thing to remember here is, Has Harry ever come out and publicly said or signed a document saying that he has gifted his mother's estate jewelry to Meghan? That would need to be in writing if it was going to be legally binding. Diana willed certain jewelry to her sons, not to Meghan Markle. And if she had had a daughter, I'm sure the jewelry would have been passed down to her. But since that never happened, of course, it was left to William and Harry. And the price of jewelry is part of their heritage. When they got married, their wives were entrusted to wear the jewelry. Because of course, men don't normally wear women's jewelry. It is a foregone conclusion that the jewelry is the legal property of Princes William and Harry. It's supposed to be passed out to their kids. I think it's safe to assume that when she gets older, little Princess Charlotte is going to be owning the bulk of William's share of his mother's jewelry. And then Lilibet, if she's real, is obviously going to get Harry's share. If Harry and Meghan get a divorce, that means that she's got no legal claim to any of Harry's inheritance from his mother or any other family member. And any jewelry that belonged to Diana that Meghan has been wearing has to be given back to Prince Harry. All of Princess Diana jewelry is catalogued and recorded as estate jewelry under her sons' names. So it's not like Meghan is going to be able to get away with saying, "Oh, I'm not sure." If Harry said, "I have this jewelry that I got from my mother, you can wear it if you want to," that's not the same thing as giving it to her. That is loaning it to her for her to wear. It would be similar to the tiara as another jewelry that Diana wore that now Catherine and maybe even Camilla wears. They were loaned to her by the late Queen who retained ownership. So the answer really depends on if Harry gave the jewelry to her or is just letting her. It's also important to remember that it's not like this is some kind of costume jewelry. I mean, this jewelry has so much value to the royal family and the history of Britain. She wants it for clout. She wants to be able to brag that she owns Diana's jewelry. I know that she wears Diana's tennis bracelet and her engagement ring has 2 of Diana's stones. She's also got that really big aquamarine ring. But are they hers? Or if she does, borrowing them? And it seems like nobody really knows the answer to that question. I do know that Harry inherited some stuff, but if he gave her the jewelry, is it really hers or is it going